Hello, beautiful, and welcome to the Prosperous World. One of the biggest mistakes that I see in the coaching industry is coaches chasing, looking for, trying to find high coaching clients as if these clients are Easter eggs, or as if there's a country or a city where you're going to find clients who are willing to afford the investment to create the outcomes and results that matter to them, are really important to them right now. No. And I've done at least 10 videos on how to be found online by your high-end coaching clients, because they're not Easter eggs to look for or go finding, okay? So here's the thing. We create these lighthouse coaching offers, high-ticket coaching offers that the client sees as a lighthouse, because in our messaging, in our packaging, in the way we talk about and show up online, they see those outcomes and results as outcomes and results that they want right now, outcomes and results that matter to them, outcomes and results that are important to them right now. Because one of the biggest reasons why clients don't look at your offers, why clients don't buy, why clients don't care about your offers, is because the outcome and result doesn't matter to them. It's not important to them. And they don't believe that it's going to be important to them next week or in 5 years or in 10 years. So the answer is always going to be a hard no. But they come to you when you create a lighthouse offer that creates opportunities, that creates results and outcomes and solutions that speak directly to the real life issue, the real life problem, the real life desire, the real life challenge, opportunity that they have in their life right now. The opportunity, the desire, the challenge that they see as going to be there if they don't do something about it, and doing something about it is important to them right now. That's the one that they pay for. And when you have that offer, it's like a lighthouse. It's a reminder for them to come home to themselves. It's God calling them back to remember who they are. In your messaging, when you say, they say, oh my gosh, she's talking to me. I remember, I want to do this thing. I want to have this thing. I want to do this thing. And now I see clearly how I can do it. I see the path. She's the vehicle. Her offer is the vehicle to me doing the thing. And then you be found. So it's not just creating a lighthouse offer and then sitting home and saying, well, God told me to do this and he said create it and they shall come. They ain't coming nowhere. They're not coming anywhere near your offer, okay? So what do you do to be found online? It's simple. You show up. How do you show up? You show up in a place that allows you to create a reservoir, that allows you to create a playground for for clients to binge on your work. A place where they go down the rabbit hole, not because of manipulation or psychology, but because what you're saying is so important to them right now. It's the missing key to what they've done and hasn't worked, and the thing they know is going to work this time, because nobody has said it the way you were saying it, and nobody has presented it to them in the packaging that you have. And nobody's using the language that reminds them that you see them clearly as they are. We forget that part. Not just see them clearly and hear them clearly, but see them clearly as they are. And then from that space, speak to what's possible with the outcome and solutions in our offer for the results that they want today and 5 years from now, the results that are important to them now. So how do we be found? There's so many ways. Allow Google to find you. Google is your best friend. How do you shop on Google? So you don't want to write a blog post, you don't want to do articles, then get on a podcast. Do you know what is possible when someone finds you on a podcast and then Googles your name and sees 10 other podcasts where you're talking about her specific situation as if God sent you, as if she typed in how to X into Google and you became the literal answer to her prayer. And then she downloads you from Apple or wherever it is she's listening to your podcast, and she's driving from DC to Connecticut, and you are in her ears for 4.5 hours, and she pulls the car aside and just says, I need to work with her. Like, how do I email her? How do I raise my hand, ask for the sale, and sell myself into this woman's coaching offer? Because this result is for me. Like, where's she been all my life? Be found on Google. So you say to yourself, well, I don't want to get on a podcast. Do you have a blog that you could hide behind if that's what you want to do? When she goes on Google again and types in how to lose the weight naturally fast, you come up, all of your articles, blog posts, and everything comes up, and you become again the literal answer to her prayer. And she's like, gosh, like, what is this? You're the perfect answer to her prayer because you show up on Google. And I'll tell you why Google will help you show up. So you say to yourself, well, Mimi, I just want to do, YouTube videos. I don't want to write anything or whatever. Then do your 5-minute YouTube videos. This is where my clients find me on YouTube. They ask the perfect question on Google and Google gives them YouTube. You know why? Because Google owns YouTube. And Google is so vain. It loves itself. It's the vainest thing I know. It will pull up anything that has an attachment to Google as the answer to your client, for your client. So be found on Google. It owns YouTube. It loves itself. It loves everything Google, which is YouTube. So when you have the YouTube video and then they find a podcast where you're talking about the same thing, and then they see a blog post or an article on Medium where you're talking about the same thing, and then they see you've been interviewed somewhere else and you're talking about the same thing, they're thin. They're thin, and they're like, how does she know? How is she in my head? She's speaking my language. How does she even know this is how I feel? Oh my God, she gets me. That is how you be found. It's a lighthouse offer. Lighthouse offers allow you to create lighthouse messaging that brings the client back home to herself, where she sees clearly for the first time the problem in a different way because of the way you spoke about it. She says, I never saw it that way before. And you shift her perspective around it. You articulate it in such a way that she says, when she says it doesn't sound so hard, I can do this. She doesn't question herself anymore. She has confidence to show up in a sales conversation and raise her hand and say, so how can we go deeper? Yeah, I want it. I just want to know if we're a good fit. I want this. And then you get to see whether you're a good fit with her, whether you want to work with her. So be found on Google. Let them type in their question and let Google make you the answer to the prayer they've been praying for the last 2 years, 10 years, or 5 years, okay? And this is what I call asking for the sale the new way. There's no trying to convince anybody of your value. There's no doing anything. You articulate value when you share your messaging in a way that supports them to ask themselves better questions about a problem, desire, opportunity, or challenge. You show your value when you ask better questions and listen actively in a sales conversation. You share your value when you stop answering frequently asked questions and start asking yourself better questions about your client's situation and creating specific content that's tied to the specific real-life issue she's facing, and you're talking directly to her and not to 100 different people. So be found on Google. There's a link in the description below with about 10 other videos that talk about how to be found on Google, how to create leads using Google, and how the fastest way to get paid and let Google be your salesperson. Let me know how this lands for you.